Well, at the time when I was presented with the opportunity, all I thought was, "Oh my God, I'm going to make some money for the
Hmm.
first time in my life and get to work with one of my best friends, Chris Canyon."
Yep.
It was a dream come true. I was so blinded by the life changing opportunity that at first I didn't really think of it. That I was excited just to be on the national stage like that. I was on the number one rated television, cable television show in the country. Um, but we definitely were fish out of water. But again, even though we weren't going to get the kind of push we wanted, we certainly got a lot of exposure. We had an amazing presentation with the light show and the lasers. Um, so we were memorable because we were so different. I mean, we had a ceiling above our heads because of the direction the company went in, but they'd already spent so much money developing this. They had to run that horse for a while. So we got about a year, I think, out of that run, maybe a little bit more. And it was a lot. It was a lot of fun and a great time to be in the wrestling business. But it was uh, Eric was a little above before his time on that because video games hadn't quite turned into the juggernaut that they
Yep.
became. But
Sure.
he was looking at the time of wanting to market and cater to that demographic, the kids. Because he had to, when I met Eric, his kid was probably right at the age to have what were those things called, Game Boys or Nintendo little hand consoles and stuff
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Um, so he probably saw kids coming to his house and saw what they were into and said, you know what, let's transpose this to wrestling and we could probably sell the hell out of it. And had they not switched gears so suddenly and gone with the NWO, and considering the other things that they had been doing before that with the Dungeon of Doom and
Yep.
no knock to my pal Kevin Sullivan, because even he explained, I don't know if you've heard it, he explained why the Dungeon of Doom was so silly, and that was because they were trying to keep Hogan happy.
Oh yeah.
And they had to keep feeding him
Yep.
monsters, and they also had to be family friendly, so they couldn't be that evil and that violent. Just
Yep.
just hokey and Halloween cartoony enough. Um, so he was Eric was ahead of his time with Blood Runs Cold, and if somebody would have tried that again, or I don't know, 5 years ago, or tried it for the first time 5 years ago, it probably would have gotten over a lot better than it did. But
It's
people
fun.
still remember it.
It's funny when they redid it. When I don't know if you were gone, I guess at this point, but they redid Blood Runs Cold. It was Blood Runs Cold again, and he was a heel this time, so he could care less. He just was doing it. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It didn't last
What was
long.
this, Glacier?
Yeah, yeah, he did Blood Runs Cold, and he goes again, and we're like, oh come on, but he was all cocky about it, and he didn't really want to sign autographs. He wanted nothing. Oh, it only lasted a short time. I was like, all right, that's kind of
Right.
funny, kind of like making fun of itself, I guess.
But yeah, well, I know that he had changed his gimmick at one point to Coach
Coach
Buzz
Buzz.
Stern
Yep.
or something like that. But again, as I told you, when when I when I leave a company, I'm not like a stalking girlfriend.
Yeah.
When I
Oh,
leave,
you missed it. Yeah.
I'm done.
Yep. Yep.
I'm done. You won't find me calling you and trying bugging the shit out of you and knocking on your door every day. Um, but yeah, that's funny. Blood runs cold again.
Yes. So did you get fired, get released, or did your contract just run out and like you just went off and kind of just went your own direction?
I wasn't fired for cause. I had my contract rolled over twice
Oh
after the
wow.
first year. I should have been done the first year
Wow.
because right about the time they took me off TV, my contract would have about been over, and it rolled over twice. And then after the third contract automatically rolled over and was coming to an end, I got the ninth. I think it was JJ Dillon called me and said that they were going to exercise the right to not renew my contract. So That may be a fancy way for saying you're fired because we've paid you money for years to sit home and do nothing.
Right.
But yeah, there's no hostility.